Good morning once again, viewers. We meet at Maths A Clue. This is the YouTube channel when you want to check in YouTube, Maths A Clue. All right, we are now dealing with completing the square. We want to solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. Right. Previously, we did the square, the perfect square case, where we said perfect squares are the numbers that you can get an exact square root. Right, so we are going to use the perfect square method, but this time we are going to complete the square. We are going to complete the square. My first example, let me write solutions here. X squared plus 8x plus 7 equal to 0. Right, you want to solve this one by completing the square. First of all, take your constant to the right hand side. So it's x squared plus 8x equal to minus 7. Right, now after this, make your left hand side a perfect square. So how do we make it a perfect square? What we are going to do is to add half the coefficient of x squared. Half the coefficient of x squared. In this case, I'm saying half of the coefficient of x is what? Is 4. Then we are going to square the 4, which is equal to 16. So 16 is the number that we are going to add on both sides. So here, now this implies x squared plus 8x plus 16 is equal to minus 7. Since we have added plus 16, you can check here. Previously, it was x squared plus 8x. Now we have added 16. We have to do it on both sides. If it is to remain an equation. If you cannot do that, then it's no longer an equation, because the left-hand side will not be equal to the right-hand side. So you add 16. I repeat here, it's half the coefficient of x, then you square it. That is what you add on both sides. So now, at this stage, this is now a perfect square. If you want to factorize this one, it's a perfect square. From our previous lessons on factorization, this is going to be x plus 4 squared. It is now a perfect square. So equal to minus 7 plus 16 is going to be 9. So it takes us back to the perfect square case that we did. So now take square roots on both sides. X plus 4, this square root of this side, is equal to plus or minus root 9. So x plus 4 is equal to plus or minus 3. Then take the 4 that side, x equal to minus 4 plus or minus 3. So x is equal to minus 4 plus 3 is going to be minus 1. Or x equal to minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. So that is your solution. If you want to check it by factorization, you can check it. But this time I'm using completing the square. So that is your solution. Now going to solution 2. Solution 2. Solution number 2. If you check, number 2 is x squared minus 7x is equal to 0. It's very simple when you factorize. Just take out the common factor, express it in its prime factors, then you solve. But this time we are using completing the square. Right now, we want to complete the square. we want to make the left-hand side a perfect square. So as I said before, I said you add half the coefficient of x squared. So in this case, half the coefficient of x is going to be minus 7 over 2. Then you square it. If you square it, you get 49 over 4. So you are going to add 49 over 4 on both sides. Since we don't have a constant here, we are going to add it to 0. So x squared minus 7x plus 49 over 4 must be equal to, we have added 49 over 4 on the left hand side. So we must also add 49 over 4 on the right hand side to make it an equation. If we don't do that, it's no longer an equation, it's an inequality. Right now you factorize the left hand side, it's going to be x minus 7 over 2. By now you are familiar with factorization of this type. Equal to 49 over 4. Now you take square roots on both sides. I've said taking square root of a squared thing is just to remove the power 2. So x minus 7 over 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 49 over 4. Now your x minus 2, no. Let's say x is equal to, you take this one that side. Before that, let's find the square root there. Plus or minus 7 over 2. Right, now you can take minus 7 over 2 that side, equal to 7 over 2 is now positive, plus or minus 7 over 2. So your x is 7 plus 7 is 14 over 2 is 7. Or 7 minus 7 is 0 over 2 is 0. So that is your answer. X is equal to 7 or 0. That is the solution for number 2. Then the third case. The third case where a is greater than 1. A is greater than 1. A is greater than 1. This A is greater than 1. So the first thing is to make A equal to 1. How do we make an A equal to 1? You divide everything by 2. So if we divide, so it was 2x squared minus 8x minus 7 equal to 0. So you divide everything by 2, by 2, by 2. So that side here is going to be x squared minus 4x minus 7 over 2 equal to 0. Right, like that. Then take minus 7 over 2 to the right hand side. So x squared minus 4x is equal to 7 over 2. Fine. Now we want to make the left hand side a perfect square. Add half the coefficient of x squared. Right, x squared minus 4x. Half the coefficient of x is, half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. That is now a perfect square. So what we have done here, we've added 4. We must also add 4 that side, so that it balances. So now the left hand side is now a perfect square. This is how you factorize it. Equal to, let's take this one to be a single fraction. Is 7 plus 8, né? 7 plus 8. So x minus 2 squared is equal to 15 over 2. Right, now in the same way, In the same way, let me remove this part. In the same way, take square roots on both sides. From here I go up there. Square root of the left hand side is x minus 2 equal to square root of the right hand side. It is like that. Right now, x equal to 2 goes that other side. It becomes positive, plus or minus 15 over 2. So x equal to, right now, at this stage, if it is a calculator version, you can use it. Find the square root of 15 over 2. Then you will find that your solution, at last, your solution must be, if the question says round off to 2 decimal places, after manipulating with your calculator, you find that x equal to 4,74 to 2 decimal places, or x equal to minus 0,74. Right. After working out here with the calculator, you see that these are your 2 solutions. So that is how you round off to 2 decimal places. So this is the method of completing the square. As I promised before, I will show you where the quadratic formula was, how they got this quadratic formula by completing the square. But this one is just for interest, because you may not be asked in the examination to do that. So it's just for interest. But this part, some of the questions will come like this. So go to Maths A Clue, and then you'll find all the lessons that I'm giving. I'm doing it sequentially. From here, I go to the next part in a sequential order. Right. Bye-bye. End of the session.